Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing super duper well. For today's video, we're going to be completing part 2 of my Judith Ward mansion. Hopefully you are noticing, if you have watched my channel before, that the quality is much better. I got a capture card and this is the first time that I'm going to be using it, and I'm super excited and I'm super happy, and hopefully that this means the quality of my videos will be much better. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into the build. I've been trying to record this a couple times, but I've been having some technical difficulties, which hopefully will be doing better, and we can continue on with this build and get it done. Yay! It is currently Monday. I am trying to hopefully maybe see if I can record this quickly and get this out for you guys, because I originally said I wasn't gonna have a video today, but okay, either this is Friday and you're getting this now, which means I was unsuccessful in getting the video done, or it is Monday and the video is just going to be a little late, but then at least, you know, technically the video is on time, I'd guess. I don't know. Depends on how you like to see that. But yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. It's almost 12 o'clock today. I normally release my videos around 3 p.m., 15 o'clock Swedish time. Well, GMT, I think it's called. But we shall see. I'm gonna do my best. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Hope we're all doing well. And yeah, the capture card. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this thing. You guys have no idea. I'm just very excited. I hope that this will help my videos be more enjoyable, and because yeah, I do recognize absolutely 100% my previous videos. The video quality, it looks like caca. It did not look good. It honestly did not. And it bothered me to no end. So I'm very excited and hope that this will make it better. See, you know, we've been working on it, alright? If you watched like my very first videos, which if you have not, maybe don't. The microphone quality, it was bad. It was bad. I recognize that. But we've been crawling our way forward. We've been working on improving it, and hopefully this will look much better. And I'm very happy and I'm very excited that I can make better content for you guys. And hopefully, this will make everybody happy. So yeah, we're doing like a little gym. I just realized I haven't narrated like any of this. We are building a gym for Miss Judith. If you did not want this to be a gym, I think that this would also make a wonderful home office. I mean, you could honestly do both. I gave her a little yoga mat because I like to think that Miss Judith would be a Pilates princess if Pilates was a thing in this game. Unfortunately, it is not. But I definitely think that she would love to have Pilates. Maybe they'll add Pilates to the game, honestly. I think that would be a lot of fun. Because I heard that there was a rumor that they were adding, like, I'm trying to remember what it's called, rock bands or something? That was a rumor a little while ago, but I don't know where that went, or if it was incorrect. I guess we shall wait and see, right? I'm looking for, there's like these weights, these ones from Left Struck, that I think will work quite well. And because I do know, in my very limited knowledge of Pilates, I have tried Pilates. It's very interesting and fun. I'm more of a yoga and walking outside kind of girl. I do want to try and get into trying maybe some more Pilates in the future, but not at this moment, no. So I think that looks pretty good. I think I want to give one more little plant in the corner, and then we're going to move on to the adjoining bathroom. I'm just going to use this bamboo from Spa Day, just because it helps with the relaxing vibe. I think that this is definitely Judith's little space to work out any of her anger and stuff, because I think that one of her traits is she has anger management issues, I believe. I think it was like a celebrity quirk, emotional bomb, I believe it's called. And so I gave her like a little mini fridge and stuff, so I think this is a nice little space for her to work out and hopefully gets relaxed a little bit. And now we can go over here and we're going to start working on this little bathroom. If you wanted to download this for a celebrity that of your own, or not Judith, you of course can also do that. It's a free country, which yes, I'm hoping that we will finish this build in this video. So if this is all the way done, and I did my job, this should be on the gallery for you lovely people. My gallery code is down in the description. I also put it in the description of my channel, so it should be easy for you guys to find. And yeah, all of my builds that I do, they are on the gallery. So any of my videos, if you're like, ooh, I like that, I want that, it is there for you to download and hopefully enjoy. But yeah, we are working on the bathroom. Bathrooms are quite repetitive to each other. I'm gonna be using the doily drapes instead in some of these rooms coming up. I just felt like the other bigger ones from Get Famous were just a bit too much for this bathroom. Do I want to face it that way or the other way? I think I want to face it this way. Yes. But yeah, I like these curtains though. I think they are they work nicely with the Get Famous ones. They're kind of a slightly more toned down vibe, but still have the same sort of aesthetic, I suppose. I think that's what I'm going for. But we are going to be using the same vanity, sink that is, and we're going to place that right here, along with the same mirror that I used in the powder room in part 1, which if you have not watched part 1 and you would like to, I will link it here. It's you know, it's not like you absolutely must, but if you want to, it is there. But yeah, this is, I don't know, I'm a little tired of this build, to be honest. This is like the 7th time I've tried to do this build, if you can believe that. Just the second part though, not like the whole thing, just this one part, which I'm watching my capture card like a hawk right now, you guys, because I was having problems with it kept shutting off. Like it would just stop recording. And that happened to me like 6 times. So, my lovely husband, he graciously gave me, what's it called? It's like a hard drive. It allows your computer to have more storage, because we figured out that's what was the problem. Thankfully, my husband is very tech savvy and graciously helps me with these things. Because I am not. I felt like a little cave person trying to figure out how to do my capture card, which I did figure out, by the way. I am very pleased with myself. I was able to figure it out, but it did take me quite a long time to do so. So hopefully everything is working and will continue to work. I actually don't think I want to put this here, but I'm kind of thinking I do? Question mark. No, I don't like that. All right, we're not going to have this here. But yeah, that's going to finish up our downstairs bathroom. Now we can go on upstairs and start working there. Welcome upstairs. We are starting off with this little landing area. It's just really quick. I'm being very lazy with this. I'm just copying and pasting the same flowers and tables that I had downstairs in our foyer. But it should be quite quick. Again, I've done this now like 6 times. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that this build is cursed, but I'm cursing it mentally a little bit. It's okay though. Again, I am very happy and excited about this capture card. I'm hoping that this will make my videos better for you guys, and everything will be more enjoyable. And I'm hoping to do some more streaming and stuff. Like, I'm very excited and optimistic for the future of this channel, I guess is what the long way what I'm getting towards is, I don't know guys, I'm feeling happy and excited for this channel, to be honest. I'm hoping to get more subscribers and maybe do some more live streams and just all the things, you guys, all of the things. I want all of the things and I want to do it with you guys, so yay. All right, I think we need a plant here, so I think I'm going to stick one right around here. Just a plant. Notice I didn't pick a palm. I'm recognizing that I have a bit of a palm problem. I was saying that in part 1. I just kept picking up palms, and I've realized, even just like looking back at my older videos, I use palms a lot. I don't know why. I think it's just like a tall plant, and I like plants. I mean, who doesn't like plants? But I just use palms a lot in my builds, and it's just a funny thing that I realized. I apparently have some sort of palm addiction, but it's okay. We're gonna work on it. I am going to be using this little Roman pedestal and sticking in this corner just because I feel like it looks a little bit too empty. And then I think I'm gonna grab some sort of sculpture. I am thinking of maybe like a bust of some sort. So let me look and see what I can find. We're gonna be using this Princess Cordelia royal bust. I feel like if you kind of squint at it, it could sort of look like Judith. And maybe this is like a prop from a movie that she's done. And she said, I'm taking that home with me. Which, yeah, I don't know. I think that looks very cute there. And now I just want to grab a big painting, and I'm pretty sure the one I'm looking for is on the bottom. Yes, it is. And we're just going to put this here. I'm going to try to line it up with this table. Oh my goodness, if it'll let me. Thank you very much. We'll just try to line it up the best way that we can. And then I'm going to grab this light. It's a wall light. Yes, this one. Go here. This one. It's the Picture Perfect Art Lighting, and I'm going to try to remember to place this over any paintings that we have in the house. So I might go post-production and make sure every painting has it, just because I feel like I probably forgot some, but we are just going to move on to over here, which is going to be Miss Judith's closet. Alright, so this is a very big closet. So we are going to be using the Chronicles of Dress Up from the Get Famous, just because this will help fill up a lot of the space visually, and makes sense that I think Miss Judith would be quite a clothing hoarder and would have lots of clothes. I mean, obviously, she's such a big superstar, she could not dare wear the same thing twice, I think. She's definitely going to be a big fashionista, and I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Miss Judith deserves it, obviously. I do wish they gave us more swatches for these closets. Ooh, my game lagged a little bit there. That's nice. But unfortunately we only have the two. So we're gonna roll with what we have. We're gonna pretend that there's different clothes in each of those closets. I'm gonna be using the same window coverings that we did downstairs. These ones from the, oh gosh, what is this called? Vintage Glamour? I think it's called Vintage Glamour, something like that. Just because it works quite well in here. And then I believe to finish it up, I'm going to be giving them a big wall mirror. And I think I want to use this one from the, why am I forgetting names today? Jungle Adventure. It's called Jungle Adventure. I just like it. It looks very big and dramatic, and I feel like the white with the gold studs works very well for our color scheme for this build. And then I am going to finish it up with giving this wondrous wardrobe platform. I think it would be nice to have just in case Judith is having someone coming over and fitting her for some clothes. They have the space to do that. And now that this is done, we can go over here and work on this absolutely massive bathroom. Alright, so for our bathroom, I'm going to be giving her a lovely tub. This is the one that came from Get Famous, and it has these beautiful swan details on it. It's very dramatic and very Judith, I think. So we're going to be using that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put up our curtains. We are once again using the Vintage Glamour ones. So give me 1 second. There we go, like so, like that. And then for over here, we're going to be placing our sink. And I'm going to be using the same one that we've been using. It just fits the vibes very easily. I did decide to kind of stick with the original floor scheme a little bit of the original EA build for Judith's house. So there is going to be the other wing of the house. And I did mention in part 1 that I was going to try and look into Judith's background story. And yes, apparently a part of that is that she has been married like 6 times, but she, she's a working girl and she always felt like they were holding her back. She is married to her career now. So I did want to try and pay homage to the original build. So I did include that other side of the wing. Again, if you wanted to download this build, but like change it a little bit to fit your sim and as a celebrity or just a very rich person, you of course are very welcome to do so. I'm going to be using this shelf from Life and Death, and I'm going to be sticking up above this bathtub. I forgot the word bathtub there for a second. And then I'm gonna go and pull out some bits and bobs to stick some like bottles up there, so it's like bubble bath and some bath products and stuff and whatnot. So let me have a little look-see. All right, I pulled out a couple of things, and I think I'm gonna go with this little soap tray. Whoops. And then I'm gonna zhuzh this vintage glamour up there as well, because I don't think that's gonna snap up there for me, is it? Oh, it does! Oh, thank you for being so kind. Okay. Alright, I don't think I want to use this one, so we're going to delete that. And then I'm leaving these here because we're going to be putting a vanity over here. And that'll make it easier for myself in just a second. But we're going to continue on with the bathroom things. I'm going to be using the same toilet. And we're going to stick it right over here. Oh, I forgot toilet paper roll downstairs. I'll do that off camera. I don't want to go back downstairs just for toilet paper roll. Yeah, as per usual, I normally forget stuff in the build, so I will go around and make sure that I add anything that I think I forgot. But we're just going to carry on. We're going to carry on. I'm going to give them a little bathroom cabinet. And I'm going to try to zhuzh it right up against this wall the best that I can, just so that there's extra storage and just honestly just fill up this space visually, if I can. I'm going to use the same mirror, I think, just to make it easy. Boop, just like that. Alright, and then in this corner I want to put this lovely little plant. I thought a little grass would look nice. It's kind of got like a pinky tone to it, and I thought that would look cute. And I just want to, again, put something in that corner. And then for over here, I'm going to be using the same shower that we used downstairs. Just, you know, maybe Miss Judith doesn't feel like having a full-blown bath. Maybe she just wants to rinse off really quick. So we're going to try to tuck this into the wall again the best that I can, but hopefully in a way that won't be glitching all over the place. That did not work. A little bit more. Alright, I'll fix that in a second. I don't want to spend half the video trying to fix that. And then I'm going to give her another little robe right over here. Alright, I'm going to tuck this a little bit closer. I'll play test everything, make sure it works. I need space for our vanity, and I'm going to go and grab that now, which I believe is under mirrors. All the way down? Yes, it is. We're going to be using this one from the Vintage Glamour. And I'm going to try and tuck this as close as I can to that window. I might actually switch this around a little bit now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Now I'm thinking it doesn't really make sense for this to be like that. Ruh-roh. Okay, if I move the shower, could I move the shower over here instead? Maybe. I'll have to get rid of that light. But I guess that's okay. I don't know. Alright, hold on. Let me play around with this a little bit. Oh, let's get the plant out of the shower, shall we? Alright, here we go, friends. I think this will work. I need to move that shower in a little bit more, but I think this will work better. I will play test the things and whatnot, but yeah, I can't believe, again, I built this thing like 6 times. Or this particular part 6 times, and I never thought about that until now. That's how you know my brain was not functioning fully. It is okay. We figured it out. So we're gonna put those little clutter items up there, and then I'm going to be grabbing a chair, and I believe that the one I wanted is from high school years. So let me see if I can find it. It's this one. It's the Carnival Reclamation, and we're gonna stick that right there, but I think I want to switch this over to a white shade. We're gonna go with this one, and I do believe that is going to be it for this bathroom. I am trying to speak more eloquently because I realize that I say and a lot in my videos, so that is something I'm gonna be trying to work on in the future. If you'll just bear with me, it is a work in progress. But anyways, now we are going to go over here and work on the actual bedroom. For the actual bedroom, we are going to be using the bed that came from Get Famous. Did I scroll right past it? Probably. This one, the Queen's King. And we're gonna stick it right around there. We might zhuzh that over if we need to, but we are going to wait and see what I think. All right, and then I'm trying to decide if I want to use these ones again, or if I want to use the Get Famous ones. I think I'll use the Get Famous one, just because it will help take up more space visually. And now that I'm looking at that, I think I'm gonna move the bed over just a little bit and we'll put some nightstands on either side. I think I quite like this one from the high school years. The marble is a nice little touch. But the color is kind of irking me slightly. So maybe, oh, nope, nope. No, all right, can I ignore the yellow, the gold? It's not the right shade of gold. Oh dear. All right, we're gonna play with this one a little bit, but I'm gonna look for other options for nightstands in here. We could use this one from the paranormal pack again. Yes, I think I'll go with the paranormal stuff one. I also quite like this one, but that gold is just slightly off and it's kind of bothering me slightly. So yes, we're gonna use this one from the paranormal stuff one. I definitely think Miss Judith, I think she has that trait where she likes to look at herself, so it would make sense for there to be as many mirrored objects in this room as possible. So I think we're gonna roll with that. And then speaking of that, I think I'm gonna go and grab another mirror. And I think we're gonna use this big fancy one, this one. It came from Get Famous. And I'm gonna tuck this in this corner. And then I'm just gonna switch it over to this gold shade. Yes, I think that works. Do you think we need some lamps or some flowers or something for these nightstands? I think I'm gonna use these base game ones just because they have that sort of like older romantic-y vibe. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels Judith. Kind of also eyeballing these For Rent ones. I think I like the For Rent ones a little bit better. I think we're gonna roll with the For Rent ones for now. And then we can go over here, and I think I'm just gonna put some sort of dresser or hallway table just to take up space here. I'm not sure if I want to put a TV. We shall see. I don't know if Miss Judith wants a TV in her bedroom. I think I'm gonna use this one. It's the Modern Grimsprechens dresser from Life and Death. And we're gonna stick it right over here, the best that we can. Alright, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm trying to decide if I want to try and stick a TV up here or not. We could try using this TV because it has like where it turns into a photo frame. I do wish that they gave us different non-seasonal ones of this though. But I think I'm just gonna stick with this tree one. That's the most neutral-ish looking one, if that makes sense. And we're gonna roll with this for now. Alright, I am thinking of, she probably needs some extra little flowers or something to put up here. Lots of flowers in this build. So let me have a look-see and see if I can find anything that we haven't used yet. I actually quite like this one. I don't know. I'm looking at the little leaves and stuff. I like it, but I don't. We're gonna roll with it for now. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add in this room other than a rug. We obviously need a rug. And I think I want to add, there's like a shelf, I believe, that came from the Get Famous pack to occupy this wall. I couldn't put another window because of how the roofing is, so I'm trying my best to make that look less obvious with lots and lots of stuff. So we're going to put a chair there, a shelf there, and then I'm going to grab a chair, is what I meant to say. Just so that if Judith wants to sit and whatever, I don't know. I just like chairs or make it easy. So we're just gonna grab this guy and put you in here. But we are also gonna have like this whole seating area over here. But we're gonna get to that in just a second. For the rug, I want to grab something that looks florally and pretty, maybe a little touch pink. Trying to remember which one I grabbed. Maybe it was this one, but not this swatch. It's this one. I just quite liked how this looked. Alright, do I center this to the room? Or do I want to center this underneath the bed? I think I'm going to center this to the room. Can I make this bigger? No, because that's going to cover everything. Alright, we're going to do it like that, I think. Sorry, I just grunted like a little cave person. I think that looks okay. I think I need another plant. I need something tall. This is kind of pretty, but that white is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Ooh, this one is nice, maybe. Oh dear, that's very large though. Hold on, I'm gonna have to move things around to see if I can fit this anywhere. All right, so I ended up sizing it down once and then rotating it, and I think that'll be okay for now, question mark. I'm gonna put this back over there, and I kind of want to put another plant there, but I don't know, am I putting too much plants? Is there such a thing as too many plants? I think that's up for debate. We could do this guy. This one from Crystal Creations is always quite cute. And actually, I think I'll stick to that gold shade. Why not? All right, I'm just gonna just use somewhere around there, I think. All right, we're gonna roll with this for now, and we're gonna come over here. This is gonna be like another sitting area for Miss Judith. I'm gonna be giving her another fireplace, and we're gonna be using the same one that we have been using, this one from Vampire. And I'm gonna switch it over to this white shade. I'm also gonna be giving her a nice comfy looking sofa. So I'm just gonna look around and see what I can find. This one's kind of calling out to me. I kind of like the cream white detail with that green throw. I think that looks nice, but we are gonna look and see if there's anything else I like. Ooh, I like this one from the Paranormal Stuff pack. But yes, I think this will work nicely. And I'm gonna put it up against this wall. All right, I'm gonna pull this out over as much as I can, just so it's not like right inside of the fireplace. That's quite the fire hazard there. And then I'm gonna see if I can find a coffee table that I think will work in here. I quite like this one, but I think that might be the wrong shade of white, so we're gonna look for an alternative. But I kind of like that vibe. All right, I pulled out a couple options. We have this one that is from, ooh, is this from Crystal Creations? Yes, it's this one. Ooh, what's this one? Wait, hold on. I got distracted while I was talking. Oh, maybe we'll use, no, that's, ew. No, that's a gross. That's not the right shade of white. That's not the right shade of white. So now I'm torn between these two. This one has that nice mirror on it. That could be interesting. I already used this one, and I like to try and avoid reusing the same items over and over again. So maybe we'll go with this one and have like a little pop of pink. I don't know. We are going to try it. We'll try it out and see. But I think I'm going to reuse the same... Actually, no, hold on. There's a different chair I want in here. We're going to use this one. I like that it matches the color. It matches the pattern of our little throw blanket that we have there. And I think I'm going to try and see if I can squidge 2 chairs in here. We're going to see. I also realized that I did not give her a desk anywhere. So I might try and put a desk here instead. So maybe we'll just do 1 chair. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab the same curtains that we used in the bedroom and put them on these windows. All right, that works. So for above here, I'm gonna be giving her a big old mirror. I thought about putting a picture up there, but I don't think so. I'm going to be putting this mirror up behind this sofa, and I think I'm going to put it on the same other wall as well. Actually, I'm not sure. I want to use this one above the actual fireplace, though. I just like how that looks. All right, and then we're going to pick up plants and stuff in just a second. Over here, I'm going to pick out a smaller desk, I think. I don't think I want a ginormous desk. Honestly, I think it's just something, she would want something very small and dainty. I think this one looked quite cute, and it's got a little bit of a vintagey flair to it. So this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't want a big one, because it's gonna not fit in that space. I think we are gonna stick to this one. I don't know, I kind of like this one. If it comes in a gold shade, maybe it would work. But I don't know if I like the post-it notes. I don't think Judith would want all those messy post-it notes all over her stuff. I think she likes to be a very tidy person. So I think we're going to stick with this one. And I think I'm going to be lazy and just use the same chair that we used for her vanity. Just because I like how that looks. Maybe we'll use the pink one in here. Why not? We'll help bring in little touches of pink here and there. Alright, so now I'm just going to see if I can find some decorative lamps, plants, that sort of stuff, just to help clutter things up a little bit. Ooh, this one's kind of cute, actually. I was looking at it and I was like, ooh, that could be cute. Maybe. Why not? Little gold moment. Okay, that could work for up there. Yeah. Alright, just give me a second. I'm going to look around and see what I can find. Here's some of the things that I ended up picking out. I gave her a notebook. Maybe this contains different notes and stuff for different roles she's about to do. I used this little light that came from the werewolf pack. I gave her some extra little flowers there on the coffee table, along with up here on the mantle, and then I gave her some fireplace equipment. Obviously, I think the butler probably takes care of that, but you know, it's still nice to have it there. So now I'm just looking around, making sure there's nothing else I want to add. I am thinking of adding like a grandfather clock or something over here. So I'm gonna look and see if there's one that I think will look cute. Maybe this base game one. I think the vampire pack one might look a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna grab it and we are going to just tuck it over on this wall here. And I do believe that will finish up these quarters. I might come back and add a couple of things here and there, but we are gonna go ahead and move on to, I guess we'll just do the butler quarters next, and then we'll get over here and do this side. All right, the butler's quarters should be quite easy peasy. Obviously, I'm honestly not putting too much effort into this area. It's just a spot. I don't think Judith cares very much about this area. I kind of wanted to go for like an older vibe in here. I don't think Judith cares very much about this area of the home. So I think I'm going to use that bed from the university pack. And then I'm going to give them a wardrobe. And this one from Cottage Living is nice because it has the mirror on top. And I think I'm going to try to tuck this over as much as I can, just to make sure there's plenty of walk space for our butler to have. I'm thinking about the blanket ladder that came with base game, this guy. Just because, I don't know, it looks nice and cozy, and I think that maybe it can get cold up in here. So we're gonna put that there. And then I'm gonna be grabbing them a nightstand with a lamp also. This one from Get Together has the same colored tones as the bed, so I think that would work. And I'm just gonna try to zhuzh this in here as the best I can. And this is not the right shade of wood, so I'm gonna zhuzh this over and see if there's a different wood tone. Yes, there is. Okay, good. Alright, so that works so far. Now we need some sort of table lamp. Perhaps this one, the Royal Embrace table lamp, its base game would look nice in here. For a little touch of green, why not? It goes with our wall, the wall coloring that I ended up picking out. And now I think I want like a rug, a mirror, maybe some sort of painting in here, just so that it doesn't look too sad and empty. I'm using this wall mirror over here, so this way they can just look and glance and make sure their uniform is all good and set before they head out. And now I think we need some curtains on that wall. I'm going to get a little creative with which one I want to use. So let me have a little look-see. Alright, it was tricky. I think I'm going to go with this one from Cottage Living. I just shrinked it down once, and then we're going to go over here and do their bathroom as well. We're going to go over here, and we're going to use this one in the bathroom just to make sure they have privacy. It's a very tiny window, but, you know, it is what it is. And then we are going to be giving them not the fancy shower. We're going to give them a decent shower, but I don't think, again, Miss Judith wouldn't want to have a lot of money and effort put into this space. It's just for the butler. So we're just going to give them a very basic shower. But I do want to make sure it's a decent one, just so that the butler's well taken care of. So I'm going to try to zhuzh this up inside this wall the best that I can. Actually, I think I want to rotate this and put it facing this way. Alright, I think that will work. And then next up we can put in our toilet. And I think this one would work nicely. Just plop it in right there, and then I'm going to grab a sink. Again, something a little bit older and like classic looking, but I don't want something that looks too nice, if that makes sense. And I think that this one would work nicely. And I think it'll go with the wood tones that we're kind of using in the butler area. And then I'm gonna give them a, why not? Well, I think maybe we'll use this one. I like that this mirror has some storage above it. It kind of makes sense for this area. And then I'll give them some toilet paper, and then we're gonna move on to the final quarters of this house, which is going to be the male wing of the house. So first we're gonna start in this little hallway area. Again, this is just a hallway, but I wanted to at least have something. And then I'm gonna switch this over to a more black shade. That is green, not black. I'm going to be still giving them a plant or some sort of flower. But I'm trying to pick something. I decided I wanted to go for more of a mid-century vibe rather than the more classic, fancy sort of vibe that I went with Judith's area. I kind of like this one, honestly. I think the little pop of red would be very pretty. So now we can move on to, maybe we'll do the bathroom first. For the bathroom, we are going to be using the same shower, but in the black tone. And I'm trying to remember where exactly I put this. I think I put it over in this corner here. And then I'm going to be giving them, once again, a robe, but I'm going to use a black one this time. And then I'm also going to be using the same curtains that I did with Miss Judith from the Vintage Glamour pack. I'm just going to be sticking to this black shade with no gold accent, because the gold accent that comes with this pack, it's a little bit too orangey for my taste. Alright, that is not cooperating with me, but I'm not messing with it again right now. So I'm going to ignore it for now, and I'll fix it later. We are going to move on to grabbing our, well, I'm here, so I might as well grab this. Actually, no, I don't want to use that one. I want to use this one. We're going to use that little towel thingy. I don't know what else to call it. And then I'm going to be using this corner tub. And hopefully it'll fit in here nicely. I'm going to pull it out a little bit, I think, just so that it doesn't hit into that curtain. And then I'm going to grab this toiletry holder, the Improbable Ottoman, and zhuzh in right about there. I think that this does come in a swatch. Maybe we'll do this one so it has that gold detailing. What about you? No, I think I'm gonna leave that black. Okay, that works. For over here, we're gonna put our little sink, and I don't think I want to use this one. I think I want to mix it up and use a different one. Maybe we'll use this one. We won't go too different, but different enough, I guess. I don't know if I want to use that one. Maybe we'll look at a different swatch. If I do go with this one, I think I'm going to switch this color back. I kind of like the wood, so yes, I'm going to switch this one back over to the black and silver faucet, and I think that will work. But we still need a mirror, and I'm thinking of something that has, again, that sort of mid-century swanky vibe to it. Something more simple. That one could work. I'm gonna have to switch the color a little bit. Let me turn this so we can actually see what it looks like, shall we? I don't think, no, that one, no, that does not work. Alright, this one's bigger, so I'm gonna have to move those lights. But I kind of don't hate it, per se. I think I still want something more rounded. I think I'm gonna go with this one. It is from the Business and Hobbies pack. And I think that works the best right now. I'm not entirely sure about it, but we're gonna roll with it. I think I need to move this guy out just a little bit more, and then we're gonna put our toilet over here. For this toilet, I want something a little bit more modern, so I'm thinking of using this guy. And then I'm gonna put some toilet paper right there next to him as well. Alright, I'm kind of looking around, making sure there's nothing else I want to add, like maybe some sort of bathroom organizer thing. I think maybe this one would look nice, because that would kind of make sense for the bathtub to put it here. Why not? Sure. Okay. Alright, next up, we can go over here. It's going to be our final room for this build. It's going to be the bedroom area. I think I'm going to be using the same curtains that we did in the bathroom, just to keep it easy. So let me go ahead and place these guys. For the bed, I am thinking of using the one that I think is from Vintage Glamour. I don't think I want to use the big one again. Again, I'm going for more mid-century vibe. I did think about using this one, but I'm not quite in love with that one. This one could also work. That would be kind of cool. But I think I want to add the canopy that came from Lovestruck. So we're going to see how that works. I pulled out a couple different options. We're going to see which one I think works best with the canopy. So let me go and grab that. All right, here is our canopy. So we're going to try out the different beds and see. So this is the one that I originally planned on using. We could try using, okay, I don't want to use that swatch because it has that orangey looking gold on it. I don't really like that detail on the corner. So I think if I were to use this one, I would want to stick to this shade. So we're going to put that in the bathroom for now, just for storage. All right, what about you? You kind of have like a brownie tone to you that I don't hate, but I also don't love. Or we could go red. I kind of don't mind the shapes on so that doesn't look too bad. And then we also have this guy. I kind of am leaning towards this guy. All right, I think you're gonna be the winner. So let me zhuzh this guy in, and I'm gonna delete the other guy and move it, and then we'll carry on. All right, I think that works. So next up, maybe I will give them some coffee tables. And I am going to look and see what I think will work for our little... Ooh, that's kind of cool with the glass. No, that's kind of gross looking. That could also look kind of neat. I'm trying to think for aesthetic purposes what could work. That kind of has like a swanky... Ooh, we'll go with this one because that has the dark wood tones that'll match. Yes, okay, we'll go with these guys. I'm just gonna put one of these on either side. And then we'll pick out a lamp, I think, later. Ooh, that just barely clears the chandelier. Okay, good. I was like worried about it. I was like kind of glancing at it and I was like, does that fit? It does. So let's look for a lamp that we can put on top of these. I quite like these ones, honestly. They have a little bit of that, oh, that's kind of a goldy tone though, no. That could work. I'm gonna look for any other options just in case though. This draft one's kind of fun. It's kind of goofy, but I think this one is gonna be our safest bet, or this guy. Why not? I'm trying to go between having warmer tones and then darker, like black and brown tones, so I kind of like this shade. So I'm sorry, Mr. Draft. Maybe we'll use you elsewhere, but not here. Exactly. So I'm gonna put the other lamp there, and then I'm gonna grab we're probably gonna have a couple different dressers and whatnot to put in here. Ooh, I like this one. I think I want to give them a bigger wardrobe on this wall. And we'll probably just go with the matching one. I think this does come in a golden shade as well. Yes, you do. Thank you very much. Just that so that the hardware matches each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch both of those over. And then I'm gonna grab some sort of seating chair, I think, to go over here. This leather one from the Get Famous pack, I think will work quite nicely. And I'm just gonna pull that so it's not quite entirely up all the way up against that wall. And then I'm going to grab a floor lamp to go back next to it, excuse me. My brain is breaking slowly. We're gonna try and beat it though. I quite like this one from the Growing Together, I believe. And I'm just gonna rotate it, not quite like that, maybe more like this, and put it so that it's looking over our chair. And then I'm going to find a painting to put up against this wall. I quite like this sort of vibe. I think it'll work. So I think I'm gonna put that one there. And then there's another painting that I have in my brain, but I found that one first. So we're gonna put that there. This could also work, sort of. That's not the one I'm thinking of though. Which one is it? Oh, it's this one. Okay, it's just a different swatch. Yes, I think I want to use this one because I like the idea of putting in some extra pops of color, and these all sort of have the same vibe. So we're gonna put that one there. And then I think we need one more painting. So I'm gonna shrink this one down and switch it to a different color maybe. I kind of don't like that. That might be too much. So maybe I'll put some sort of tall plant or something just to take up space there. But we're gonna come back over here. I think I want to give them another TV. I think that Miss Judith, she's like, you don't need to be in my space. You can go up and be in your space. So I think that she would want them to have a TV up here so they don't bother her. So we're gonna move this wardrobe over a little bit more. And then I'm gonna find some sort of coffee table to place underneath here. I think this one could work quite well. From the Business and Hobbies pack, if I can find a black shade. That is okay, I think, for now. And then I think I'm gonna find some sort of lamp or something that's kind of dark over here, and probably like some sort of gaming console. So give me 1 second while I look around. All right, I think that looks okay for now. I'm not entirely sold on it, but it is something, you know? So I think we need something for over on this wall. I am thinking of maybe placing a mirror. There's this like interesting shaped one. I don't remember what pack it's from. Oh, it's the Vintage Glamour one. And we can place that on the wall there, and then some sort of plant. I think this Get Famous one could do nicely. So I'm just gonna tuck that in the corner here. And then I'm trying to think of something else to place here. Maybe some sort of mirror or something would work. I think this one from the Vintage Glamour could work quite nicely. It's called Narcissus Folly. And I'm gonna look around really quick and see if there's anything else I want to add. I'm not sure if I want to do a rug in here. But yeah, okay. I think this is where we're gonna end this video. I'm probably gonna do around, make sure there's no more little bits and bobs I want to add. Be sure to subscribe so you're gonna miss out on any of my future videos. Take care, and I will see you next time.